Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to discuss about WebSocket. And this particular video is a basic introduction of WebSocket and as well as some of those HTTP and HTTP 1.1 protocols and how WebSocket is different from the existing HTTP and the other HTTP 1.1 protocol. So let's get started. I'll just try to give you a bit of overview of WebSocket and the other protocol and how it will be implemented. So usually we know that we'll have a simple client server architecture. So whenever client needs some data, it requests the server to be respond. So as soon as server get a request from the client, the server identify the request and then it respond back to the client and the connection is ended. So this is the usual client server architecture. If you look at it, this is a single request response and the connection is closed. So this is how the usual HTTP protocol works, right? And then I'll discuss about WebSocket a bit later. And once we understand this HTTP basic working concept, let's go to the HTTP 1.1. Let's just try to copy the similar stuff because HTTP 1.1 does the same thing, but it is not a single request response. I would say this is multiple request response. So I'll just change it to HTTP 1.1 and I'll say multiple request response. So what happens here? So as soon as client send a request, when the servers responded back with the required data, and the client can still continue to send the connections. Okay, so looks like this arrows has issue. I take it out. So let me start with the initial connection. Whenever client needs some data, it responded with a request by the server, and then the connection will not close. The connection is still open, and again client can make another request. And the server can respond back with another response. So this is how HTTP 1.1 works. Okay, this is a bit different from what traditional HTTP work. So then later on we introduce something called WebSocket. This WebSocket is a full duplex connection. So what is full duplex connection is, as soon as the client requests server, let me say, so initially before client even requesting any request to the server, client will send a handshake. And if the handshake is successful from the server side, the client can send or update either from both client and the server side. So anytime any changes that needs to be published to the client, the server can communicate back to the client. And this looks something like this without a request. This is the difference between the WebSocket and HTTP 1.1, where every time the client needs to make a request to the server and the server will respond back. But here in WebSocket, as it's a full duplex connection, any changes at the server without the client request, even the server can respond back. At the similar way around, even the client can send the request to the server. So it is full duplex irrespective whether there is a request or there is a response. So both client and server can subsequently send the data back and forth without any request or the response dependency. Alright, so this is the basic understanding of different protocols and how it works and what is the difference. There are two more basic communication understanding concept that needs to be clearly understandable, but those are short and long pole. Those things will be explained in a different session. So the next video I am going to implement this WebSocket using Spring Boot and SockJS UI is a simple chart application which we are going to be implemented using Java and Spring Boot. Thank you for watching, and start watching the next one. Thank you.